Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Recording in progress.
Hey everyone, welcome to Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Ron. My partner is Dave. Welcome, guys. Thanks everyone for joining. We appreciate you guys. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed that little countdown on YouTube and our new intro video. The team's been working hard on that. Thank you to Ibrahim and everyone. Welcome, guys. So thanks for everyone for joining. It is Tuesday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, just after 11 a.m. It's April 23 today. Welcome, guys. We just have a little bit left in the month of April, and we're moving on to May. I hope everyone is having a great month, and look forward to continue trading with you guys and continue learning. Okay, guys. So thanks everyone for joining on Zoom. I appreciate all of you guys. There is going to be a little bit of a wait when you guys come into the Zoom until we get things going. So if you don't hear anything, it's just me just setting up YouTube and things like that. Okay. So welcome, Mike. Welcome, Dale. Thank you for joining. Pramilo, Forex, welcome. Brendan, thank you guys for joining. Daniela, welcome. Mark, Sengo, welcome. Thank you, guys. And Captain Boom, Miss Pre, thank you. Ramon, welcome. And everyone on YouTube, I appreciate all of you guys as well. Thank you guys all for joining. Eric, welcome. Hearst Horns, welcome. Welcome. Pablo, welcome. Suzanne, welcome, guys. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining. And so the plan for today is yesterday we went over a little bit more news for the entire week. We went through Forex Factory, all of the high impact news throughout the week. Today we had some news as well. Lots of red folders in London. We'll go over that quickly. We'll talk about today's news if there is any, and then we talked about earnings. This is a really, really big week in earnings. We kind of went through the entire calendar, Monday to Friday, yesterday. Today we'll just touch up on who already reported this morning and who's still to come. The big name in after hours is Tesla today, so make sure, guys, make note of that. That is just after 4 p.m. Eastern. Tesla will be reporting, but we'll talk all about that, and then we'll get into the charts. Today we'll do top-down analysis on gold and NASDAQ. Since Tesla is reporting in the after hours, we'll do Nasdaq today, and then we switch it up every day. So yesterday we did that. We'll take a look at Nasdaq, and over here on Bookmap, we'll also look at gold and Nasdaq. Over here, currently I have it on gold. It's on the 15-minute time slices from 10:15, 10:30, 10:45. Here's 11 a.m. We just started the call here, and you can see that gold is just taking a little bit of a dive back down into here. There is still cumulative volume delta that is positive. There still is some accumulation going on, but we'll see how the bottom of the depth of market reacts down here. If we can load up on some bids, and maybe the buyers can start to ask to trade back up here. Make note that we are currently below the VWAP. A VWAP is the volume weighted average price line. It's like a 2-in-1 indicator that gives you a good solid reading of the volume and the price, and so we are below it. So gold buyers right now are buying at a discount, but it could be a bearish day and maybe continue to sell off. Last night during the Tokyo session, there was a big influx of sell volume come in on gold. Maybe there's a rotation of liquidity, maybe selling off gold due to there was maybe a lot of anticipation for Iran and Israel to maybe start some tension and conflict, and I guess things over there kind of, thank God, died down. They flexed their muscles, and nothing really has heated up. So maybe that was an indication why gold sold off at the highs, and maybe could be rotating into the markets with all of earnings coming up with the Magnificent Seven and the big corporations this week. That's just my speculation. Again, that's how liquidity moves. Maybe it started to move into different sectors and things like that. Okay, and sometimes when there's big earnings weeks, it tends to have a lot of liquidity moving around. Okay, guys. So let's get into this. Let's just get quickly into Forex Factory. Take a look at the news right now. So today we've already had a lot of news come out in London. You can see all of our flash manufacturing. We had French flash manufacturing, German, British flash manufacturing throughout the entire London session. You see a little bit of red, you see some green, different different countries maybe had different results. So if you were trading London with Shahab, please be aware of all the volatility over here. And then we started to move into pre-New York. We had some British news, and then coming into 8:30. This is normally where I tend to look, always at 8:30 a.m. Eastern daily for the North American folders in here. There wasn't too many this morning. There'll be more later on this week. Today, during Wall Street market opens at 9:30. At 9:45, our next 15-minute candle, there was two back-to-back red USD folders of a US flash manufacturing PMI and flash services. And then going into 10 a.m., some new home sales. And the rest of the afternoon, we don't have too much going into the end of the day. Except for the earnings of Tesla. So we don't have too many speakers. We don't have too much volatility this afternoon. But if you go into the Tokyo, Sydney, Australia session, there is a AUD CPI red folder news at 9:30 p.m. if you are trading that session. Okay, so that's for today. And then let's just talk about earnings real quick. We had our pre-market earnings today, Tuesday, April 23, before the open. We had UPS already report. This is United Parcel Services. We had General Motors Corporation. This is a big part of the big three. Ford, GM, and Chrysler. Now it's known as Stellantis. So we had GM report. Lockheed Martin reported this morning. They are a big defense contractor. So when we talk about war and escalation around the world, these are the guys that are building all the weapons and things like that. So you can see right over here, they're just their earnings, $5.80. Look at what they reported, $6.33 above earnings per share. Look at the profit revenue. 16 billion. They actually made 17.2, growth of 13.7. That's a surprise of 9.1%. I wasn't surprised. Were you guys surprised that these corporations would have really good earnings, exceeding earnings when we've been in war for the last year? These guys have been probably ramping up production. So you got Lockheed Martin, you got Raytheon, you got General Dynamics, you got Boeing. These are our defense contractors, guys. Do you guys understand what I'm saying about this? Or and what you can do is you can trade these individual securities. You can trade options on these. I had some calls on these. Why? Because we talk about this every single day. It's not rocket science. If there is war around the world, go top down. Where do they get their weapons from? It's from these big corporations. Would they have good earnings or shitty earnings? Obviously, they'll probably have really good earnings, and look at how they exceeded their earnings. So with just buying like weekly call options, you can, with these type of reports, you could really have some really nice percentage gains in your favor. Okay, so but it's all it's doing your homework and your research to figure out how the entire world is doing. So look at your geopolitical events, look at your macroeconomics. Don't just focus on technicals. Technicals are nice. Don't get me wrong, we are price action traders, we love that, but when you get the bigger picture, then you can put the pieces of the puzzle together and you choose what you want to trade. So if you want to learn more about this, learn more about your defense securities. And then we had Spotify, GE Aerospace, Pepsi and Chipotle. Like these ones are good indicator of, like, especially restaurants like Chipotle. It's a good indicator of inflation. We'll see. Are people spending a lot of their money on Chipotle restaurants, or is it slowly they're spending less? That's good gauge to see how retail money is being impacted in the markets during a time of inflation. So when we start to see those type of companies, we have Chipotle this week, might give a good reading of how retailers are spending their money in. And then also when we get like other retailers, like the big ones like Nike and things like that, are we spending money on clothing, or are we spending money more on paying off our debts and things like that? So needs and wants, that's what we got to look at. Okay, so that was pre-market this morning. And then what I'm really talking about, what I'm getting at this after hours, is this big one. 405. Make sure you guys please make note of this. You might be in some after hours trades, you might be looking for a position, or you just want to watch and see the earnings of Tesla. Okay, Tesla's been dropping quite a bit for the last few months. They haven't had the greatest forward guidance, but we'll see today what the actually numbers come out, and this will impact the markets going into Tokyo. This will impact the markets going into London, and especially going into tomorrow into New York. Okay, so we have Tesla reporting at 405. We have another big company, that a corporation that I'm really interested in is Visa. I always follow Visa, MasterCard, American Express, because this is retail spending. This has a lot to do with interest rates, and to see patterns of retail spending. Are retailers spending more money? Are they putting it more on credit, which is, with interest rates going up, they're going to probably get themselves in more trouble. Do they see that? Is Visa reporting that retailers are putting less on Visa? They're being more conservative with their money. Maybe they're paying more of their debt off because they don't want to put themselves in more debt. So these things, these little things to look at, really does help the overall broader picture of the markets, help you understand. And then we have Emphas Energy, Texas Instruments, Seagate, Steel Dynamics, and a few other corporations in after hours. But the big ones I would be concerned about, obviously, are Tesla and Visa here in the after hours. Okay, and we'll talk about, that's it. We already talked about the entire earnings for the week yesterday. I don't want to spend too much time, but tomorrow morning you also have Boeing, AT&T. Okay, so those are some big ones at 7:30 and 6:30. Okay, so continue moving forward, guys. Thanks everyone for joining. I appreciate all of you guys on YouTube. Would you guys mind hitting the like button? We do appreciate it if you can hit the likes, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications for your daily trading education here with SST. Guys, I just want to go over a couple commodity signals that we sent out. Some got sent out to the free Telegram group and hit a few pips, so I will also talk about those. And the ones that I really liked, I'm just going to go through just right here, was this oil trade. It would kind of sold off all the way down to this $81 block right over here, where we kind of found this range, how it bounced out of here, 3 big wicks where it built a little bit of structure. And then as the market came into here, you can patiently wait, be disciplined, allow it to come in here, and then see what type of reaction we get. Trading is all about reactions. For every reaction we have an action, so in actions we have reactions. So it came into our area, and we can see a rejection wick with volume closing again above this blue area. That's where we're looking for the buys, anything above $81. Again, it came back down there, but no volume closed below there, kind of rejected out of there, and then you get your big bodies closing above, where oil had a nice big move of over 115 pips. Okay, and it bounced beautiful right out of there. Okay, so, and then there's a setup on gold right over here. So gold, we were looking to sell gold around 2330, 2333 area. So again, the entire area what we're looking at, right here. And then you can see again, it came into this area of kind of heat supply up here, came in and got rejected. It came in again and got rejected. Volume closing below the 2330 threshold that what we're looking for, and then you start to get the volume cooperate and continue to push down for over 150 pips. So that was gold and oil, guys. Just some really nice signals here. Here's oil now bouncing for 160 pips. So a few trade ideas like this, you could basically try and hit your daily goal if you have a realistic daily goal and you're not over leveraged and you're allowing a little room to breathe, and you follow these signals with your own analysis. This can kind of be like your TA, your teaching assistant, to help you with charts and trade management and things like that. So guys, congratulations to you guys that took some of those trades right there and hit a few pips. And this is our free Telegram group right here, what I was just mentioning. So everyone on YouTube, this is pinned at the top of the YouTube channel, and this is where we give you guys some trade ideas for free in here to see how we do it. Here it is, sell gold at these areas, and then it comes with updated. So you can see right here, it didn't go into there, no volume, and then it retraced back up. Then you get a new update of a new area and a new signal. Okay, but it does take a little bit of patience and discipline. You don't just go in, buy, sell right when you get a signal. It's you should be looking at structure and using this to accommodate your trading. Okay, and this was some trades taken with Dave in the Zoom sessions for Wall Street, and Shahab in London. And guys, everything we offer here at SST, this is our weekly trading schedule. So our live Londons are all in Zoom here. This week we got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Wall Street in the Zoom, and then us, we are on Zoom and YouTube from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. this week. And then next week we'll go into Tokyo sessions, and they'll all be education for everyone on the Zooms. We will not be on YouTube for the next few weeks in Tokyo, because we want to take our time and get more intimate with our Zoom members and our snipers there. And we'll have, for each day in Tokyo, we'll have a different title, different topic, and that's what we'll be talking about. So more education for you guys. I want to tackle a lot of psychology and mindset with you guys, and really get you guys trading to the best of your ability. Okay. So guys, if you want to join, these are our links: stocksnipertrading.com, our YouTube channel, and also if you're interested in the SST Killshot, we do stream this on YouTube as well, showing where it takes trades and how it takes trades. If you're interested in an EA expert advisor, you can download a free demo if you like, and then if you do want to subscribe, there's your monthly options. But try the demo, test it out, get put in the free Telegram group with the other snipers that are using it, and test out an EA and allow for automated trading. Okay guys, so let's get into this. We're gonna get started off with gold. Welcome everyone. Okay, and we'll go for the next little bit. We'll do a top-down analysis. Okay, so we're going to start off on the higher time frames, and we're going to move into the lower time frames, and then we'll put both of them side by side, and then we'll watch both of them. Okay, so gold. Let's just break down gold on the daily and just take a look at how everything is moving. Okay, so this is our daily chart for gold. You can see it's been consolidating for a while over here. Then we started to break out. So just some key areas of resistance right there. That was a previous all-time high, 2150. It turned into support right there. So I'm just bringing it across just in case we do ever come into this level in the future. I'm going to see if this area will hold. Obviously, we're nowhere near this level, so we got to just continue looking above us what we see. Starting with supply, that is our new all-time high, 2430, and then bring it down to maybe those bodies. You can see that just wicks got rejected in there. So will gold ever come back up here? Possibly. Yeah, it's not. I can see gold going even higher than 2,500. If everything continues to escalate around the world and inflation keeps increasing and war keeps increasing, this is probably just the start for gold. This thing could run up to 2,700, maybe 3,000 in the next little bit, all depending on everything that is going around in the world. Okay, so right now gold it's taking a little bit of a pullback. Now, is this going to be a shallow pullback? Is it going to recover and then get right back into the all-time high area, or is this going to really just pull back and then continue dropping until it finds a good area of maybe weekly or monthly support? But just going over the daily candles right here, they were consolidating red, green up to the all-time high. Green started coming back up there. Divergence, you can see, okay, I don't use this RSI indicator too much, but you can see that the strength was really overbought up here and really bought up over here. It continued to break for all-time highs in price, and the strength started slowly to decrease, and then now it's kind of maybe just pulling back. This is not, everyone is saying gold is crashing. This is not a crash. This is a healthy pullback that's maybe consolidating down in here. The markets, I need you guys to understand, commodities, markets, and securities need time to cool off. They don't go up forever. Okay, I just want to make that clear if you're new to trading. Everyone's thinking Bitcoin is crashing. I don't understand how Bitcoin is crashing, where it hit 73,000 as the all-time high and then it traded back down to 60,000. if you just look at 10, 15, 20% pullback, that's what that is right now. There always has to, it could go more bearish, absolutely, if it can't hold support levels. But to use the word crashing, there needs to be a break of structure in support, and this is just testing, but hasn't really broke anything yet. But in the next few days, maybe the picture might develop. Okay, so right here we do have this area that used to be support right in here. So I just want to talk about this area where gold impulsively broke down. That could have been the start of a break of structure, but then it came right back up and closed above here, and then we pushed up, and then it came back down red, back up, came down in here, and then back up. So let's bring this zone across into the future, and we can see that we are below it today. So let's now just flip that box to red, and what that's showing me now is we broke through structure today. It came impulsively. Gold broke all the way down there where it hit the low of just below 2300 to 2290, and then it came right back up. So I'm going to watch in the next 5 hours and 38 minutes where gold's daily candle is going to close. Will it come back down and close below here? Will it come back up and close above the zone? Will we have a bullish day developing for tomorrow, or maybe a small pullback and we continue dropping down in here? So let's just follow off of yesterday's volume. Okay, so Friday they pushed it up and they closed it right here. It closed as an inverted hammer candle, and then look at how they opened the new daily candle yesterday. It was a ignited bearish candle. There was absolutely no bullish momentum to even push the candle up. So just like if this was your 5-minute ignited bearish candle, it was really bearish. Where did it come down to? This is one location that I would have a yellow line as a point of interest right here, and you can see how it's roughly about 50% of yesterday's volume. So where it opened and where it closed, roughly half of the volume, 2360, and it's located right conveniently where these bodies have support here. We continue to push down and we closed right near the low. So yesterday was very, very, very bearish daily candle. From the start, it was ignited and it closed right basically near the low. So now when we talk about technicals, this 100% was a very, very bearish candle. It has like 99% of the selling volume right near the low. Okay, so, and look at how much it kind of engulfed to the left of the chart. One daily candle wiped around a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 days of basically trading in one candle. Okay, so that can happen in the markets. Okay, one candle can wipe out 10 days worth of work. So it wiped it out. Okay, it closed, and then now let's follow today's daily candle, how they opened it, the direction, and where we're at right now. So they opened it side by side. There was a little bit of bullish momentum where it came up to here and got rejected. So at the top of the red box, that's where I'm putting a purple line up there. You probably won't see it, but purple is for a high of the day, roughly around 2334. And then we continue to push down where we took out yesterday's low, and it went red, 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 red. Gold was very bearish today, and it came down to 2290. So we broke that 2300 psychological area, and we hit 2290.91, and you can see how it's kind of lined up with this body and this body to the left of the chart. So that's why I'm always looking at bodies as point of interest. And this is a point of interest. There's a body and a body. That is our low of the day, and we bounced out of here. We found some big buyers on gold at that low of the day, and they're continuing to bring it all the way right back up to here. So we will see this afternoon, will the buyers have enough momentum to flip this red candle and turn it green and get it back up as a bullish pin bar, or maybe a hammer candle, and then maybe we're going to have some momentum going into the close of the market, or maybe into tomorrow, depending on how they close this. There's 5.5 hours to go, lots of time. Sellers could bring it back down again, down into here, and then maybe close it below here. Okay, so if we continue maybe to come down now, red down our wick, where could we possibly go to? Like, I want to put a point of interest. Maybe I look to the left of the chart at that wick, and maybe at that wick, somewhere around here, I should have maybe a yellow line. If you don't know where to put it, at the top or the bottom, you can go right in the middle, like right there. And you're finding a zone. Okay, so it's not going to be directly right at the line. Maybe sometimes it does, but again, this is your choice. If you want to put it at the top of the red wick, you can put it there. Some traders will put it at the bottom of that green wick. If you do it there, that's fine. This is what I do so we don't have a debate. If you want to put it on the high wick and someone else wants to put it on the low wick, I'll put it right in the middle, and then I'll keep everybody happy. Okay, so that's sometimes how I keep myself happy too. If I don't know to put it on the high wick, the low wick, put it right in the middle. 50%. That's the highest probability right in the middle. Do you guys know what I mean by that? I know I'm speaking really fast here, but I just want to continue moving. So if it comes down red, I expect to see maybe a higher low being formed at 2304, 2305, and maybe respect this wick and that wick right there, and maybe come back up. If it doesn't respect this yellow line, then it will come down red to the low of the day, and we'll see if we can hold the low day. If it breaks, again, where could it go? Depending on your analysis, what you're trading for, how many pips you're looking for. But for me, this is a big zone. This is a daily where you got a body, and a wick. So if it can't hold the low of the day, gold could drive all the way back down to this yellow line, which is 2280. Okay, and then you have your 50% of your bullish candle, and then two wicks tried to come into this. So that would be my green box zone right there. And then I would bring that across, and if gold ever comes back down to this area, that would be where probably there's a lot of demand waiting to step up and buy gold at 2260, around there. Okay, so just going into talking about today's daily candle, we were very bearish. Yesterday's very bearish, but the overall trend is still bullish. Okay, it's coming up from this rally. We are getting a little counter pullback. It is nice as sellers, but we've got a nice wick, but we still have this pin bar candle. Okay, so now what I like to do is, when it came down here, I don't know what time it came down here because I'm just looking at the full daily candle. Now what I like to do is I break it down to the hourly. The hourly time frame tells me a little bit more information as to exactly what time it made the low of the day, what session it was, how it came down. So we can see higher time frames from Friday. These are all hourly candles making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Here yesterday, this was during the Asian session over here. So you see the big drop at 2100. There was the big sell-off in gold, came all the way down. We rotated right back up to just below 50% of the candle, continued to consolidate. Here's London, pre-London, 2 a.m. London, we came up green. 4 a.m. barcoding red, then they kind of flushed it down at 5 o'clock. 5 a.m. made our low of the day, and then we came back up. 6 a.m. bullish ignited candle, almost engulfed. We came back down. We're still respecting 50% of that bullish candle, and then we continue to drive up at 8 a.m. COMEX. 9 a.m. is Wall Street. We came up, and then we just came back down. So now I can see more information on the hourly time frames. I can see over here where there was an hourly area of resistance right there, and right there. So what I mean by that, resistance, hourly resistance, red. So right there, it came up. Sorry, let me just change this. It came up green right there and got rejected. Came back up green again, got rejected in that red box. Came back up green again right there, but now we've got momentum. We've got Wall Street that broke right through there. So this zone I'm going to bring across again and make it green. This is telling me now where we've got some hourly support in the market. We just came down the previous hour at 10 a.m. right down to that green box, and it went right back up. The start of this candle this hour, we came right back down there. It's a higher low, and it continued to push right back up, but we're still battling this red volume to see if it can break through here. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of this big red box, and we're going to work this area. Now what I like to do is, where's the top of our resistance? You can see over here by the purple line, there it used to be support, turn to resistance, and you can see how that big red candle that dropped at 2100 last night was developed in this area. Okay, so this red box, let's stretch it across, and you see how we traded into it today and got rejected. So stretch this across. Okay, get yourself ready for the future. This green box and this red box, bring it across in the future. Because yes, someone said to me the other day, Ron, it's easy to see when it happens. I agree, but this is how you have to learn where the moves were made and stretch it into the future, so that if gold comes back up here in the next 2, 3, 4 hours, I'm ready for it. I'm waiting for it. Then it doesn't happen after the fact. I'm actually waiting for it. If it comes back down here, I'm waiting for it. If it comes over here, trades into here on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, I'm ready for it. If it trades into this big red box by next week, I'm ready for it. So I'm doing my top down. I'm bringing it down. Now, this is up to you whether you want to trade in this block right here. There's a lot of pips to be made in here, but there is also some structure being formed inside the red and green area already with our hourly candles right now, but also in the past over here. Like if I'm just looking for some critical areas, I like to tend to stay focused on the bodies. So right there, I see it came down, back up, closed, started there, came down, back up, closed, and then started bullish. So that line is hourly. That's an hourly support. Those 4-hour candles are hourly. I put that line, but I make my hourly to be white. Okay, so that could be where our hourly resistance is at 23.27, and it's still below this big red candle that is at 10 o'clock that's pushing the market down. Okay, so we came down here, and we're building. You see now where the volume now is concentrated right here at the red body and the green body at 23.20, right above those wicks. This is where I draw my other white line. So I'm really trapping the volume as much as I can. So now I've kind of, maybe if I want to trade in between the white lines now, I measure the white lines, maybe where my hourly support is to my hourly resistance. I measure it. It's approximately 65 pips if I'm scalping in here, so I know what my range is. If not, what I can do is I can wait for something to happen below the white line, see if it's a liquidity grab like it was with these wicks. Maybe sellers will continue to push it down. Will we close above here and come back up, or I watch this area? Okay, so currently right now, when I look at the overall trend, it's very bearish, okay, very bearish coming down, but we've created a little bit of support down here at the daily low on the hourly, and we are pushing up, but we still have a lot of pressure pushing us down right here. That put the market back down. So we need to regain momentum to try and break through here. And if we do, we might have some bullish momentum to trade right back up to this area right over here, 23.42. That's a 100 pip move from 23.32 right there. That's where there used to be some hourly consolidation. Red, green, red in this box, then it broke down. Okay, so that's my next zone from here to there. I could go to my next zone right there, 23.50, right there as well. I know I'm going to have a lot of white lines on my chart, but when I'm scalping, when we zoom in, you're not really going to see too many of these lines, okay? So now if I go to the 5 minutes, I just want to know how much time is left on my hourly candle. There's 26 minutes. It's a spin top right now. It opened, it came down red, it came back up green, it pushed it right back down, and here it is sitting with this little bit of volume, okay? So it's consolidating right now if we look on the 5 minutes. But we can find some zones, some structures on the 5 minute. Maybe we can trade these guys. So look at what our 5 minutes are doing. So they've been coming up from here, starting at 7:15, moving into Comex, pull back, moving into Wall Street. Nice big push out of here on Wall Street. Okay, we came in there, couple rejections. We pulled all the way right back down to here, still holding good support in this fair value gap over here. It came right back up. But now the 5 minutes are getting pushed down. Okay, so I like to trade when I'm like scalping. I like to use this red line. This red line lets me know where my 5 minute levels are. Okay, remember the white line are higher time frame. They're hourly. There's the hourly white line. There's our hourly white line. But I can now scalp through 5 minutes or 1 minute. But I can see now my 5 minute candles came up and got rejected right there at the red line. Came up again, got rejected at that red line, and they're pushing right back down. We just came up green all the way. We closed at the top, the highest point. The next candle should have been green off of that momentum and should have broke out of here. Remember the woulda, shoulda, couldas. That technically should have happened. But the market makers said, no, technically that's not going to happen. We're not allowing that to happen. So I want you guys to understand that what we think should happen all the time, like this, the way how it came up, perfectly, small pullback, it closed right near the high, so all the demand is at the highest point of that candle on when it closed at 5 minutes. Naturally, this candle should have opened green, and there's no wick on the top of that. It should have broke this previous wicks and drove up to that hourly resistance. That's just common sense. Like the way how it closed, it should have opened with demand and drove up. But the candle opened ignited red, and that's where they kind of put a stop to it. They put so much offers at the opening price of that next candle at 11.25 that they did not allow for any momentum to continue to go up. So naturally, you see how they can stop it and the market can push down. So this is where I kind of use my 5-minute like red boxes to kind of illustrate that there's a 5-minute area of resistance right there that's not allowing the buyers of gold to get it above here, and it's right below that hourly resistance. So you can see maybe the hourly supply is holding this move down. Now it naturally comes back down, but we're going to see, are we going to continue to hold this hourly white line? Maybe it might consolidate in here, maybe it picks up, and then we will eventually maybe break out of there. Okay, so right now it is in a really tight consolidated area right here from that red box to our hourly white box. So if we don't want to trade in here, you can kind of neutralize it, and we wait to see what will happen up here. We wait to see how it trades inside here, or we wait to see if they'll push it back down below here. So that is for gold. If you guys want to put our EMAs on, you can add those on the chart. We're at our green EMA right in here, and our 200 EMA is this purple line, which is still holding support every time we come into it. Okay, so I'll give you guys this chart 1 second for gold. We'll make our way over to NASDAQ, and we'll put these two side by side. Okay, Zoom chat, there's a trading view link for you guys. Okay, so chat, there's a trading view link for you guys. It's the gold analysis that we just talked about. And then now when you're looking at patterns, okay, sorry, just before we go on, there's a nice 5-minute pattern that we can all see. It came up right up to here, so there's our one top. It came back down right here. Sorry guys, I'll change this white in 1 second. And then we're right back into here. Okay, so let me just, so you see where we came up? We pushed all the way up. So this is our top resistance point. That's the top, our first point, and we got rejected. We came all the way right back down, and now it's holding this area of support. We're coming all the way back up, but it's making a lower high, and then they pushed it right back down. So now we got to see, will it pick up some volume, higher low? We'll continue to go with this rally that came up here, formed a higher low right here. If it pulls back, will we pick up another higher low and drive back up to see if we can break out of this point? But we could continue with red volume closing below here and push all the way right back down into this green box, and we'll see if we can pick up buyers here for another opportunity. But you got to be very careful, because this is could continue to push down, but then we have to respect this area to see if they'll pick up those buyers in here, and this could easily start to break up back up here, and then that could be the double top. There's one big top, second big top could be coming up here again, and then we just retrace right back to the impulsively breaking out of the VWAP, and then they pushed it right back down. Okay, so that's gold, guys. I'm going to leave gold side by side right here. We'll let gold continue to accumulate, and then what we'll do is NASDAQ. We'll also do NASDAQ, a full top down on NASDAQ, and then we'll come back to both of our securities. Okay, so I will switch Bookmap to NASDAQ. NASDAQ is NQ. M is the monthly contract we're looking at, and the 4 represents 2024. It's on the CME, and we get all of our depth of market data, the live data feed, from Rhythmic. Okay, so look at the cumulative volume delta right now on NASDAQ. Positive 6,400. So that's really, there's a lot of volume going through NASDAQ today. There's a lot of strong buy side liquidity. It could be an anticipation for maybe Tesla's earnings in the after hours, but just looking at this, very strong cumulative volume delta. Okay, so I have it in the 15-minute time slices. We started our call right here at 11 o'clock. Here's 11:15, 11:30. We should get 11:45 very soon, and then we'll move into noon. Okay, so currently NASDAQ is very, very strong. Okay, let's take a look at how it's moving on the daily and see. Okay, so a nice bottom recovery. We had NASDAQ pushing all through up here, making those all-time highs to 18,500. So this is our all-time high area of supply. Will NASDAQ ever come up here? Possibly, okay? But as of now, we're nowhere near here, so maybe we'll get up there one day. But it's got to go through levels to get back up to that all-time high. There was a level that was created right here. There was an area of support on the daily, and then it turned into resistance and supply right there. So NASDAQ needs to get up to this red box before we can get up to the all-time high box. So it is making a nice natural V recovery, coming right back up. So let's see where it came down to. Look at the areas, guys. How many of you guys do this? And I ask you guys every single day, do you guys do this? Like right here, just visually look for pivots in the market. You don't have to be an expert, okay? I teach my daughter to do this. She's 7 years old. I just tell her, when the green candles are going all the way up, where do you see that they stop? And then you see like red ones come down. She can tell me that she sees them go up, and then that's it. There's no more. There's no more to the upside. And then I tell her, can you just put a red box right there? And then she does that. And then she can see them go down. And in the next area, I tell her, do you see the red candles? Where do they stop and where do you see the green ones come out? She can see this area. And then I tell her, put a green box where they stop. And then that's what my daughter does. 7 years old. She does this. And then I go a little further with her. I go a little bit more advanced with her. I tell her, when you figure where the box is, then just bring it across. So I tell her to do this. And then she brings it across. She loves this. She's brought the gold box, guys, to 2050. So my daughter, 7 years old, is already future predictions for 2050. So 20 years from now, she'll be 27, maybe 30 years old, and then she'll know where the gold price is. So just bring it into the future. And then don't stop there, I tell her. With that red one, you bring it across. And then she says to me, oh, I see the green ones going above it. Then I tell her, just change the color to green. If you see the green ones above, you make it green. If you see the red ones below, you make it red. Very simple. And then just don't stop. What happens if you did this? Okay, you see what, and then I showed her the next day, we do review. I showed her, look at, you caught that move exactly right there. I told my daughter, you planned that move. You figured it out in the past. You saw how things were trading in the present, and look at, it dipped, came into it beautifully right into that green zone, right at 17,000. And then when you look at other confirmations or other confluence, it's at a beautiful psychological block, 17,000, and it came in there. It was a nice correction of the market. Okay, the market had to correct. Tech is not going to go up forever. Okay, there had to be a correction. It's not a market crash yet. It's a nice healthy correction. It found a nice higher time frame area of demand, and they bought it right back up. So let's see now how high it can go. Will it come back down for a double bottom? Will we get more momentum to continue to drive? So this is now what we have to figure out. But are you guys okay with those boxes, what I just did? Like, it's pretty simple stuff, guys. Don't overcomplicate when you're just finding your zones. Just find your pivots. Very simple. Just find your pivots, and then you can go from there. If you're having trouble finding these pivot points, we'll do an entire webinar on identifying pivot points. Okay, so now let's see how it traded. Wednesday last week, bearish. Thursday, look, it is bearish because it came up into 50%, lower high, pushed it down near lower low, closed near low. The next day, open up green, we're still below 50% of the candle, short wick, they pop it, they drop it, all the way down to here. And then it came up, and then we start this week, new weekly candle. Okay, so that was how they finished last week. Time and date, new week, Monday, perfectly located right in this demand box, and it bounced out of here nicely. Came in here, we didn't break any new lower lows, so it's got a higher low. It came all the way up, but we still have to respect this red volume, and then they pushed it down. We closed right here. Well, look at where we closed. Roughly about 50% of the volume inside here, okay? And then they opened it up today. It came down bearish, right down to there. So that's our low of the day. We're still now above 50% of our previous daily candle, but we are still bearish above us. Okay, so short term, like the weekly trend, is bearish. We're making a little bit of a counter pullback currently, so that's my purple low of the day. But then someone's going to say, Ron, well, NASDAQ is obviously bullish. Yes, you're absolutely correct. If we look all the way over here from November, December, January of the start of the year, yes, you can see the bullish rally, but we did have a nice little bearish correction pullback, and now we're going to see if we can continue with momentum, or are the sellers going to maybe push this move down, and then we're going to consolidate for a little bit, get through these weekly earnings, and then see how things develop next week. But right now, let's follow today's daily volume on NASDAQ. We opened low of the day. We came all the way right back up to yesterday's high. So this is another point of interest. I'm going to place a yellow line at yesterday's high wick, just in case we do come back down there. I'd like to see if this area, 17,325, will hold as support going forward. So if we lose all this green volume today and it comes red, I'd like to see a pivot, point of interest, or a stopping point, point of control, whatever you want to call it, at this yellow line, and see if we can hold this volume today. But we came all the way up. That's our high of the day. So we basically have engulfed Friday's volume, and we're working on 50% of Thursday's volume. So we hit our high of the day up here, right up there. That's a purple line at our high of the day, 17,487, 17,500, give or take, psychological area. And we got a little bit of a rejection, okay? But still, we have a really big bullish body, lots of volume. We could maybe pull back and continue driving. So another area, scalp zone. See, the green volume is up here. If we come down red, and then you see these two bodies, body to body, 17,395, 17,400 psychological level. I have a yellow line right here to tell me that maybe that might be an area of a higher low. So if we come down red, maybe we stop right there and go back up. If we can't hold this yellow zone, then maybe we'll come down to this next yellow zone, okay? And then now let's see, if we continue driving at the height of the day, where can we drive? Look at where the impulse breakout could be on the daily, to 17,525. Why there? Because that's where your body's closed and they opened on that specific day. So let's see if we can continue maybe driving up to 17,525 today, and if we can get up there, we might fill our wick, and then conveniently it's located at 50% of this big red bar coming down, so right in here. You know, we talked about this earlier with gold. Where do you want to place the line? Do you want to place it at the top of that wick? You can place it at that green wick right there, or you can do what I'm going to do and please everybody and just put it right in the middle. And then everybody's happy. Okay, that's it. And then now I got my upside daily point of interest. I got my pullbacks on the daily if it comes back, but I'm still going to go with this. The start of this week is bullish, Monday and Tuesday coming up. I still have to respect this supply coming down overall, so that's why I have my zones of interest. If I do get a pullback, now I'm starting to see maybe what type of move they can develop on the daily. So we've got this drop. This is our V bottom recovery coming up. We got to figure out where the neckline is. The neckline might be like right around here, and then maybe they pull it back. We're going to see, will it create a higher low and then go back up to this red box? Okay, that's one possible path this week. Or when it finds its neckline and it's coming back here, if it doesn't find that higher low, then we could drive down to the purple or an actual physical double bottom, and then it drives back up. But let's say maybe this is just a counter pullback, and Tesla has bad earnings, the rest of the week are bad earnings for Google, Microsoft, and then the market starts, NASDAQ starts dumping, and we come back down here and we close below this green box. We flip the green to red, we might come back and retest it, then all of a sudden NASDAQ is really selling off. So those are the possible paths. I don't know which direction the market is going to take. That all depends on earnings and what the big players want to do with the market. You and I just have to understand what's going on the higher time frames and then break it down on the lower. So what I'm going to do now is go into the hourly, so then I can get more information as to how NASDAQ was trading more so in London, how it traded in Wall Street, where did it have the big volume. So right here on Monday, 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m., we had that nice push. The pullback held above this zone. We continued to come right back up when it was 8 a.m. Okay, so let's go back to London right here. London is 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and then 8 a.m. pullback, continue to drive, hold. If I'm looking for hourly areas, like a white line, if we ever do come down here, maybe this area would be like my zone of reference for an hourly white line. You can see how it held support 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. It tested at 8 a.m., held, continued to drive up. We had a lot of volume at New York, continuation into 10 a.m., and now we finally just had a little cool off candle. So we know now what to look for on our hourly. If I'm looking for hourly support, okay, again, our low of our hourly right here, we could bring it down to that wick right there, or we could go right in the middle if you like. I'm going to do right in the middle. I'm going to continue with this theme. So I could place a white line. I could go right up to the bottom of the wick, 17,422. I could bring it to the top of that wick, 17,407, or I could go right in the middle, 17,415, and give myself a defined zone. Okay, and continuing to see if volume will continue to push up here. We might break out, and if we do break out, maybe we test this yellow line, 17,525. Maybe we'll see if we can continue to drive. Okay, but you can see in the past there is a critical area right here. See this, where it came up and then they really pushed it down, and then it came up again and then they pushed it down, and we broke through this. So this area right here, I just want everyone to see this. See how it kind of consolidated right in there. That wick came in there, and in the same zone, if I bring it across, now that's what I'm making my green box. Okay, did you guys see what I just did there? Right here, see that zone? I'm just using the color of my lines, the white line and the yellow line. And then now I can see how the volume kind of consolidated in there, and then they dropped it down. And then the exact big pullback came right into that box, and then they dropped it right back down. So now we traded into it at Wall Street and got rejected, but then 10 a.m. we shot right above it and we closed above it. So if we can stay above this green box this afternoon with pullbacks, it can still accumulate and it can still be strong to break out. Unless the volume can close below this green box, then we might start to push down into here. Okay, Dave, where's Dave? Dave is trading with the snipers in the Zoom in Wall Street, and Dave just had a baby a couple weeks ago, so he's busy with that as well. Okay, and then into the 5 minutes. Now if you want to kind of scalp, okay, so these are 5 minutes. That's our big hourly green box that I just talked about. You can see at the high of the day, the purple line, we're getting rejected right there, right there, right there. So I like to make it visual to everybody how we're getting rejected with a red box. So in order to keep pushing up, we either have to have an impulse break above here or a bullish move with some volume maybe closing above so that we can retest this and maybe continue to push to the upside this afternoon. Okay, price could just trade in here sideways and accumulate. Also, if we cannot hold this green box, if it breaks down here, closes down there, maybe pull back up to here, and then we flip the green to red, it might turn to offers, might turn to liquidity, and then maybe push the market back down to here, and then maybe to our next hourly. Okay, so but right now, scalp zones, like I love scalping the markets just like you guys. I can maybe tighten up this area now with a red line right here. Why right here? The reason being is because there's structure on the 5 minutes. Look, right there. If I bring that red line, there was a body close, body open. There's a body and a body. We had that minor breakdown there, and then again you see how it's still respecting. We came down, back up, came down. If I really want to trap NASDAQ, you can trap this area right there, and that's what we got to kind of continue to wait and see. Will they squeeze it through here, or will they break it back down into here? Now I measure, guys, I use this measuring tool as if I'm a construction worker. I measure everything from the top up there. I measure it to go up to the yellow line. You see how it's 40 pips from just, if it fills from right here, it comes up green and taps that yellow line, it's a 40 pip fill. That could be an impulse candle. It could be a push with a close and a pullback. But if I'm just trading from right here to there, it's 40 pips. Okay. I'm not saying how much more it will be if it continues to break out. I'm just measuring from here to here. That's it. And then if we move down bearish, like if I was to look for maybe a potential sell, it looks kind of really tight in here to take a sell. But if it pushes down to the top of that green box, like just clear that low, there's 20 pips. If it comes down, it's about 30 to drive down to there. Okay, so I just have to continue to maybe wait and see what they do, or I have to have a bias. If I'm bullish, I'm going to think that maybe I'm going to possibly take the buy up here if it continues to make higher lows and develop. Maybe I don't take that sell down here unless I have a sell side bias. So those are the two options. Okay, what could happen? Let's see our EMAs. Okay, so our EMA, we're right at the EMA 9. We've been above it for the majority since Wall Street. It's been above it. Kind of broke right there, but nothing really materialized. Right when we started the call at 11 o'clock, it broke, closed below, but then it came right back up, and we're trading again basically right at the 9 EMA. Our 200 EMA for NASDAQ is all the way down here at the bottom of my chart. Nowhere significant down here. Okay, so let me just give you guys this chart, and then we'll watch both of these things side by side. Okay. Thanks guys for your patience. That took about almost an hour, but appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for the patience. Did that analysis help you guys? And remember, NASDAQ has Tesla reporting at 4:05 today in the after hours. Okay, so Zoom, there is a TradingView link in the Zoom chat. That's for you. Okay, so we'll leave NASDAQ right here to the right. Gold is right here to the left. So we had gold come down. It broke down again, came down. Nothing really happened down there. Came right back up, and we're right back in the box again. Okay, so same thing with gold. The way how we put our measurements, we can measure if we maybe break above here to that white line. Okay, that's at hourly. That's 20 pips. And then if it can break just a little further to maybe up to that structure, that body, it's about 40 pip move. If gold can maybe drive up to like right there, 40 pips. So we need to maybe push out of here. Maybe we might get rejected there at 20 pips, pull back, maybe consolidate here, create a bull flag in this zone, and then maybe we get that continuation. Maybe we get to make this red to green box for any pullbacks. But also if it sells off down in here, like they pushed it down but nothing really closed down there. If it continues to maybe push down below here, where could it go down to? Maybe to 50% of that green candle right there. It's about 33 pips. And then I'd like to just test in there, okay? And if it comes down red, I'd like to see how it tests into 50% of that candle. If it can't hold, maybe it drops to where these bodies are consolidated, and that's where it will pick up at that 200 EMA right above our green box. So if you kind of get a sell on gold, if you're in for 20, 30, maybe 40, 50 pips, you have to acknowledge that there is a 200 EMA and a big green demand zone on the hourly down there. So there's no guarantee that it'll continue dropping. It might just drop like it did here and go back up. Drop like it did here, go back up. It could drop here and then go right back up. Okay. NASDAQ, we're pushing back down to the downside. So you see those buyers right there, that big cluster of green volume at 17,585. This is right before noon. Okay, you're getting some volatility because we are 90 seconds away from 12 p.m. Eastern. Okay, we may get a choppy afternoon. Okay, I want you guys to be aware of that. Okay, if it's choppy, it's choppy. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing you can do. Okay, we just gotta trade or analyze the volume that the market gives us. Okay, I want to make that clear. Because I think everybody thinks that just because we come on the call, it's, well, Ron, where are you scalping? Ron, where are you buying? Ron, where are you selling? Some days it's, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't want to trade consolidated volume. Okay, now you see a push down with 40 seconds to go on the candle. If you want to take that candle, you have to know that that's an impulse break. It could go down and it could come right back up. If you're willing to take that candle, You got to know the risk involved with that, guys. I'm trying to walk you guys through this so that you guys understand this. There's a lot of traders that think it's going to continue to drop, but if you take it, you still have to have in the back of your mind that it could just come down, pick up a wick, and reverse. Next candle could open bullish, engulfing, come right back up. There's a lot of things that can happen here. So if you're not sure, why take the trade? Why jump in when we don't have information? Now, if it closes, we get more information. Here's the close. Closing near the low. Gold is coming up. Okay, so we closed near the low. The candle just opened green. If it gets rejected, it could possibly sell down. Okay, but it's green, green. So you cannot sell a green candle. We've got to see if it gets rejected with a wick. Okay, so the candle just opened. This is 12 p.m. This is an hourly candle. It came up green, 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 still below 50% of that red volume. They pushed it down, but it's still gaining some strength. Still has its ignited body. Make note of how it opened. It opened ignited. Okay, so you cannot sell an ignited candle. And now it's coming right back up. So if you sold on the low of that candle, you got trapped and you're in drawdown. Okay, and you didn't have to take that sell if you didn't want to. Like, that's why, just wait for the body to close. Ephraim, take care. Have a nice day today. Okay, did you guys understand what I meant by that? Be a little bit patient going into the hourly candle. You might avoid making a mistake. That was if you were looking for a sell during that candle as it was dropping. Do you guys have any questions while we're waiting? Any questions on anything? And then you can also trade in this consolidated area. Okay, I just want to make that clear. Sometimes I trade in here. I go to lower time frames, 1 minute. I trade in here. But what I do is, number one is I measure the top to the bottom. So I know that gold is about 40 pips from the top to the bottom. So if I'm scalping in there, I know that I can maybe possibly get maybe 20 pips, 15, 25, you know, but the maximum range is about 40 from top to bottom or bottom to top. And I can do the same thing with NASDAQ. I can measure if I want to trade in here. Okay, look at how NASDAQ got rejected now. Okay, so it's about 30 pip bucks. But look how now it got rejected. 2 minutes to go. It came up green, 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 green. Lower high. They rejected it back down. But you see how it's still holding the ignited body. It has not broke. It came down where it looked like a gravestone doji where it was about to break, and it didn't. Okay, and then you see how it fills right back up. So that probably got a lot of scalpers to hit the sell button right there. Because you see how it came up? It came all the way down where there was barely anything left in it, but it's still that ignited open. It looked like a dragonfly doji, and look at it. Now it turned into a bullish engulfing candle. So they trapped some sellers right near the bottom there, and look at now how engulfing it gets. Okay, and that's a big candle. So think about it. If they sold right near the low, the size of the candle just came up about 25 pips. Most traders panic when they're in 25 pips of drawdown, and then they would close the trade, and then they would say the markets suck, this, that. But don't blame the markets. Okay, I used to blame the markets when I was more like an amateur, when I was learning, and I would blame everything on the markets. I'd blame my losses on my neighbor. I would blame my losses on my sister. I would blame my losses on my cousin. I would blame everybody, but I wouldn't blame myself. And then when I got more mature and learned about the markets, that was my mistake. If I took the sell down there, that was me, because I went in impatiently before the candle closed and not knowing what an ignited body means. So why do I need to blame other people? That's my own mistake. I need to learn from it. Part of being a good trader is knowing that we all make mistakes, but owning up to it, being mature and learning from it. Stop blaming brokers, prop firms, slippage, all this. We know that that's part of the game. Okay, it's part of the game. Either do due diligence and find a better broker, find a better prop firm, or trade your own money with a regulated broker, and then you can fix those issues. But just try and stop blaming the markets or this, that. We know it's manipulated. I tell you every single day. Like that candle right there was manipulated. It closed right near the high. Common sense knowledge should have had it continuing to move with the psychology of where it closed. But the market said no. We stopped it and we brought it right back down. Okay, so I know that there's manipulation. You guys know that too. We just have to be smart. Okay, now look at that. Now let's follow. Okay, so it came down, didn't really break. NASDAQ, big bullish candle. Where's about 50% of that volume? Just continue with this red line. Maybe keep it at those bodies for any pullbacks. It's continuing to look strong. But you guys understand, guys, this is a lesson in the markets, okay? I can do an entire webinar on this. You guys are getting it for free here on YouTube. Do you guys know what I mean, what just happened down there, or nobody cares? Everyone is just worried about a buy and sell signal. Because there was a lot of, a big lesson right there that could save you from losing trades. If you understand what an ignited bar is, what I always mention. Some of you guys, it goes right over your head and have no idea what I'm talking about because you're not paying attention. Okay, but that was a clear fake out. Hussein, what's the secret to my energy? Being passionate about what I do. That's what it is, guys. When you're passionate about something in life, you have unlimited energy. You could go days on doing this without even sleeping. It's just, I don't know. I love breaking markets down. I love breaking plays down. I love that you guys are learning. I love that some of you guys are changing your trading for the better, and it makes me happy. If you guys are changing your lives, Serkan, yeah, bro, I appreciate you. Serkan, since we had that one-on-one, I hope everything is going amazing with you. But yeah, guys, I see it firsthand. I see it, Dave sees it, all of us at SST see it, that we are changing people's lives. You know, and I said if we can change one person, that's more than enough. But I never expected to change 10 people, never expected to change hundreds of people's lives. So it's great. We're making a good positive impact, not just with trading, overall, helping people out just in psychology and life. A lot of people are in bad times right now. So we're there to help out everybody, not just trading. Just being good, guys. If you're good to your neighbor, maybe that love will spread to the next neighbor, and then that's where you have a nice world where it's not just war. Everywhere you look is just war and innocent killing and silliness and all for money and politics and bullshit. There's more to life. There's more to life, guys, than just money. Apparently, our elites don't know that. Okay, so look at now gold and NASDAQ. We're now approaching this red area where we couldn't break 2 times right there. It came up strong there. That's where they pulled it back. So we're coming up again with a higher low. So let me just erase this because we're not looking for possible sell down there. Okay. So you see how it built some support. Now we're coming right back up. So we have 90 seconds to go on this gold candle. Are we going to continue to break out of here for a new higher high? Will we get some volume close? Will we get a rejection, pullback? That's what we got to watch up here. Same with NASDAQ. So it had that fake drop down here. Came up right away at 12 when the hourly switch up, 12 o'clock, new hourly candle. So they brought it down, and in time and place, noon, was perfect time for them to reverse the market back up. And now we're going to see if NASDAQ can attempt to break out of this big red box. And that's our purple line. That's the high of the day for NASDAQ. So we're right at the high of the day. So we're on both securities. They've rotated back up bullish. But let's see if we get a full nice breakout, maybe a volume closure, maybe a nice pullback. The way how it's developing, maybe we do. Maybe I look to take an impulse break candle the way how it's developing. But I take it candle by candle, guys. I can't tell you exactly what I'm going to do until things happen. unless I say a rule. Unless we say, guys, we are not taking a trade unless we get a candle body to close through there. You have to either tell yourself that rule if that's how you're going to trade, or you gotta go with the flow of the volume, but with risk management at hand. Okay, because you know that maybe an impulse can break and then get rejected, so you don't want to go full port and full leverage on that trade. That's where you kind of want to scale it down a little bit until you get more confirmation. Okay, so let's wait. Here's the close. So we closed again right below the red box. So it came all the way up there. Well, the sellers push it down. Gold is right in here as well. Yeah, Hurst, I believe that. When you help someone, it's like a ripple effect helping other people. Well, that's why first day when we started SST 5 years ago, Dave and I's hashtag was pay it forward. That's what we have today. So if we are helping you, pay it forward by helping someone else. Maybe help out by sharing the channel, help out by subscribing, help out by liking the channel, help out by just talking to people at dinner, your neighbors, about the markets. You know, some people are really interested about it, but they don't know who to talk to. It's actually fascinating. I get a lot of people now, like around my neighborhood, that know that I trade the markets, and they just come up to me, "Hey Ron, did you see Tesla and this and that?" I'm like, "Yeah, we were trading it. We had options on it." And then they're like, "Oh, can you tell me a little bit more about that?" I'm like, "Absolutely." And then it just starts conversation, and then some people are really interested, but they just don't know where to go and where to ask. The banks will not tell you what we tell you. I can tell you that for facts. I worked at a bank. They don't do this. They're not going to tell you how to scalp the markets. Okay, so you see the big red candle. Okay, so if you bought the high, they pull you back. It's like the yo-yo. They go up, you buy the high, and then pull you back down. You sell down there, then they go back up. So it's still in this area of development. Okay, so you see the heat up here now. You can see it tried attempts. Look at 11:30, tried right there. Right around there, it tried. Just before 11:45, they tried. Trapped buyers on NASDAQ up there. Then it came all the way back down. It came all the way back up. Again, see the heat going across? So they pulled it down this 17,600 level. It's really, really holding. Came down. Now we're coming right back up to attempt it again. So the candle came down red, red, red. Still holding the body to body. And still holding the 9 EMA, coming right back up. Gold. Now, gold could possibly be an impulse break out of here. Okay, so let's see gold on the 1 minutes. Okay, so you see gold on, these are 1 minute candles now. Okay, so this 1 minute is going to close in 28 seconds. Let's see how this 1 minute candle will close. So far it's breaking out. NASDAQ is coming right back up. So NASDAQ, we can see 1 minute candle as well. Okay, so 10 seconds to go. We have a really nice big bullish 1 minute candle breaking through here. Where will it close? If it closes above here, what we can do is we can flip the red to green. NASDAQ as well, it's coming right up here as well. Okay, so it did close above there. Let's just go through the motions. Flip red to green. It's an ignited 1 minute candle that's continuing to drive. It could drive all the way up to that hourly white box. Okay, let's just finish off on the 5 minutes since we got 90 seconds. But that is the impulse break on gold. We've got NASDAQ that could possibly do an impulse break. It's a hammer candle now. I'm going to wait till it closes. Emmanuel, you're teaching your son how to trade. They pick it up faster than you. Yeah, kids pick it up because I teach it kind of like it's a game. And my son is into playing video games. So he loves Fortnite all day. But I try to teach him, not money-wise, obviously, but how to learn this game of trading. Anticipate the next kind of candles, backtesting or live. He likes live, where he can kind of anticipate where the support resistance areas are. And then he marks up the charts, and then we watch the candles to see if he's correct or not. So it's fun. It's like a game. Okay, so we got 30 seconds to go. NASDAQ is trying. Okay, it's breaking. Remember, it's got to get above there. That's the daily high of the day. So yesterday we had a move on the securities at the high of the day. They continued to break out and push US 30. Okay, so here's our close. 5-minute close. We've got gold with the volume above there. Could possibly close above. NASDAQ could close near the high and get an ignited bar and move. Okay, so it's red. We've got gold now pulling back. Red ignited candle. Can you guys see that? Okay, so if it pulls all the way back into the box, we want to see if it can catch a wick in here. Okay, so it got a wick, higher low. Okay, there it goes. Okay, I'm buying gold. I'm going in for a buy on gold. I'm going to place my stop loss around 50% of that bullish candle below. And I want to see if it can maybe drive up to that target that I have right there. So I know that this thing could pull back. But I'm looking to see if gold pulls back, it will pull back into the gold box, or the green box, and maybe pick up liquidity and then continue to drive. I hope it doesn't. I hope it's got enough. But my stop loss is going to be right below 50% of that bullish candle down in here. Okay, NASDAQ as well is breaking as well. Okay, so NASDAQ very, very similar. Okay, but NASDAQ, this is the impulse break on NASDAQ. Okay, but it's going. You can see on Bookmap. Okay, so NASDAQ, the impulse break. Impulse came up and then got rejected. So we can wait for NASDAQ to close. I waited for gold to close. It actually closed. That's why I went with gold. NASDAQ was still impulsively moving. Okay, and then remember the white line up there is the hourly resistance on gold. So I'd like to see, we just kind of tapped into it, so it's getting a pullback. That's okay, but it would be nice if we can continue to develop in here like a bullish flag, maybe retest this green box, pick up more volume, and then we get our closure eventually above that white line so that maybe we can continue to push forward. But I'll let this trade play out and see how it goes. Just want to take a look at gold. So there's a big nasty rejection on NASDAQ. So it did impulsively break out. It did create a new high up there and got rejected as a shooting star candle coming down. So that's why maybe being patient, waiting for this body to close with 2 minutes. That's why I didn't go in. I didn't want to take that impulse buy on NASDAQ. I waited for the gold to actually close above. Samad, I'm in a gold buy, yes. Let's just see gold, what it's doing over here. Okay, so gold currently with that move right up here, that big bullish candle, we broke above the VWAP. Okay, so it's created that new high. Our depth of market looks pretty good below us. Our cumulative volume delta is almost positive 300. So it may retrace right back down to the VWAP, and we want to see kind of if we can pick up these bids down in here, kind of where the green box is, what I have located right there. But you can see there's a little heat right here at 23.38 with 54 bids. Maybe if this location can hold up, then it's increasing the depth of market. We're building it with a higher low above the VWAP. And then all we got to do is continue to get maybe the buyers to ask to trade back up here, which will then have the offers get pulled out of the market, and maybe gold can continue to drive past our hourly resistance line right here at 23.27, and hopefully maybe drive up to 23.30, 23.29 up there. But the market has kind of got some indecision right now in the last 20 seconds. So it came down red, hit there, came back down. See where the volume is? It's a 50-50 bar right now, but still with some good bullish volume. That's what we want. But maybe we can close near the high and maybe continue to drive. Okay, so we are getting some buyers asking near the close to trade right back up here near the high. So let's see if that momentum can carry forward. We're closing right near the high. Okay, so can we get maybe an ignited bar breakout in our favor? No, they started at ignited red. See how they started ignited red, pull back. We want a short pullback. We want a wick, quick wick. Didn't get it, so now it's coming to test maybe 50%. But you see, guys, how they kind of shut it down right at that hourly white line. So our next move, what we got to see is, can we get some short-term volume on the 5 minutes closing above this white line, so that we can make this white line now how it's an hourly resistance, if we can make it an hourly support line going forward. So it might take some consolidation. It might take that pullback to come back down and gather that fair value liquidity in there. Okay, so you see now we've got some liquidity developed right here at the VWAP. We've got 64 bids. And then above us here, you can see the heat right there around 23.39, 23.38. It's building there. So it's building the depth of market. And then if we can continue to fill in these right here, 23.39, there was 14, continue to eat away here, then we'll get some offers being pulled out of the market. But it's currently holding up here. You can see, I can tell by the way how it opened. It opened ignited red candle. Okay, and NASDAQ still hasn't closed above the red box yet. So we still got to wait. Maybe they're going to pull down NASDAQ. Maybe it might hold, maybe flag. RSI right now on gold. RSI, it's above the 50 here. So we are in an area of strength. Okay, so we're above 50 on RSI. RSI right now currently sitting at 60. So still has some area to move, but we're at an hourly resistance and maybe needs to pull back into gather some liquidity right here. So again, I'm just patient with the trade. I've got my stop loss below 50% of that bullish candle. I have to allow this thing to develop. Okay, so you see the big now transactions. We came right into that big block right there. Okay, so now we got to see how we come out of it. Okay, traded right into that big block. So will they pick up those bids in that block and start? That's what they did. Essentially, that's what just happened. They came down there. It was a big red candle, but they transacted in that block, picked up the bids, and you see now the gold buyers are asking to trade back up here. But it's got that ignited red open, so it was a very bearish open. So the buyers, we have a hard job to flip this candle. It's not easy to flip a bearish ignited candle. It's very tough because you still have that top heavy volume pushing down. So you see how we came up and then they kind of trapped those buyers right there, and then they're continuing to push it down. So now the volume might break the low wick and then maybe continue to come down and take out some more bids. But did you guys see like how it came down? It reacted perfectly in there, and then the buyers were asking to trade up here, and we got a nice rejection wick. But there's a lot of volume selling at this hourly resistance. Okay, so we got 10 seconds to go and close. This is a very bearish candle coming down. Okay, NASDAQ is still consolidating right in this red box right here. So again, they closed near the low, they opened ignited red. So this could possibly break down and trade into 50% of that green candle, but that's where my stop loss is going to be on this trade. Because if it doesn't hold 50% here, then it could break down this entire structure, and I'm not willing to take that big of a loss on this trade. Okay, so I use a mental stop, and it's right below here. But I'm hoping to see that maybe this VWAP and pick up these bids in here will reverse this move back up where it doesn't come down to my stop loss. And then we also have a new 30-minute candle coming in the next 3 minutes and 30 seconds. It will be 12:30 p.m. So then we're going to get some 30-minute momentum coming into the market. Hopefully maybe they can gather up all this liquidity inside this green box, bring it back up, close it near here, and then maybe on our next 30-minute candle, maybe it might have that momentum to drive bullish through here. Okay, so we did come down here again, second time, picked up that liquidity. They're asking to trade up here, but this is now what the area we have to watch on the depth of market is up here. This is where we're getting rejected at this 23.40. Gotta see if there's 24 offers up there. Gotta see maybe if they can pull them. Maybe we can just flip this depth of market a little bit going into 12:30. But you see the lack of volume. Really low volume right now. It's interesting. It's going to be a fight here between the buyers and sellers. Welcome, Rico. Good evening. Welcome. Okay, so we're coming right back up. Okay, so that's where the original trapped buyers were. So we just came up again, and then they trapped some more buyers. Pull the market down. But then the depth of market, if it's building and it's building correctly, we got 61, 38, 12, 10, 9. If it can continue to build, they need to just continue asking to trade right at this big resistance point and start pulling some of these offers. Then we can maybe drive through there. Okay, that's our hourly resistance, this white line, 23.27. And we're going into 12:30 in the next 90 seconds. So we can take a look quickly at the 30-minute candles. Okay, so that's why we're coming up on this uptrend on the 30s, but there was this 10 a.m. big bearish candle that came down. That's why if we can get 30-minute volume to close above that hourly resistance, we could possibly build for our next 30 minutes to continue to drive up there. Okay, that's why this white line is going to be very critical on the close in the next minute. So we came right through that fair value gap, really strong, but it's how you close. Okay, it's not how you open a candle, it's how you close the candle. Okay, so we're right back up there. Hopefully we get a bullish move to break out of here and close above this white line. If not, the next candle could be a manipulated candle. It could be like a red ignited bar, come back down again. Okay, so I want you guys to see this live. NASDAQ is coming right back up. Watch NASDAQ, the way how they close it in the next 30 seconds. Okay, so our depth of market held up, didn't really break. Our VWAP is still holding. We still have our heat and liquidity still there. Cumulative volume delta is still positive 200 and plus. Okay, so here's the close in 10 seconds. Remember how critical it will be if we can close above that white line. They're probably going to close it right near it. Let's see. Okay, here's the close. Okay, so they closed it right there. Open it. Green. Can it hold, and just drive? If not, if there's pullbacks into 50% of the body right there, into 2025 or 26, if it pulls back, I want to hold 50% of the body. I want to kind of build away from this green box, kind of want to diverge away from that green box. NASDAQ could be going as well if you're trading that. I'm in the gold. I'm watching gold right now. Okay, so we had that impulse break right here at 12:30. Broke. There's going to possibly be a pullback. See how it's consolidating right at this hourly white line? That's that critical point of interest. Okay, so that exhausted the first 1 minute of our 30-minute candle. It's a little doji candle. It hasn't really broke down bearish. Hasn't really broke down. It's still holding 50% of the previous 5-minute body. So this little tiny doji candle that just can impulsively break out of here. And then this is what I'm trying to fill up to. I'm trying to fill up to this previous bodies at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. this morning, right up to there. If it can fill up to there, maybe fill up and fill those wicks, that could possibly be a 40, 50, 60 pip move if we can get up there. It's going to take the buyers a lot of work to break this hourly resistance. See, we got rejected. So it hasn't really broke it. It's a red candle. Could be flagging. But ultimately, if it comes down, I'd like to see if it will hold right there where it's coming down to 50%. Now we're barcoding. Green, red, green, red. So it's in an area of consolidation now. As long as it can continue to build higher lows, respect our structure, and not really break down, then the depth of market could maybe continue to populate below us. Okay, so that's good recovery. The sellers look to sell down in there, but the buyers said, nope, we want to trade back up here. So they're trying hard to break this area of resistance up here. So let's see with this attempt coming back up if we can possibly break through there. And then this one, we welcome an impulse candle to break out of here. If you're in the trade, this is where we welcome an impulse breakout, but they're really holding it down in here. So then if you look at your 30-minute candle, you can see the previous one closed right there. There's your 30-minute candle close right at that hourly resistance. And this is our new 30-minute candle. So this green box that I have is still, if we can hold the majority of that 30-minute volume, even if we do trade in here, that's why my stop loss is below the 30-minute candle. I want to ride this momentum and see if we can continue to break out of here. NASDAQ is pushing, but we still have not had one physical candle close above this red box yet. This might be the first one. Okay, so 20 seconds to go. Okay, so NASDAQ, guys, if you're trading, it did close above there. Flip red to green. NASDAQ is looking like it could possibly break out of here. We're barcoding on gold. There's nothing, unfortunately, I can do in here. It's green, red, green, red, green. We gotta we gotta get that closure above that white line or attempts to get up there. We're just in this really tight consolidated area. So I'm still in the trade. We'll see how it develops. Guys, if you're talking in the chat and you don't want to be here, just leave the channel, okay? I'm not begging you to be here. We don't need you here, okay? This is for traders that actually want to learn price action. If you're in here just being a distraction, we don't need you in here, I'll be honest. Normally, I always appreciate everyone in here, but it's getting to the point where it's getting really annoying in the chat. So guys, if you got nothing good to say or give to the chat anything, we don't need you here, okay? Just go to another group. If you go live trading right now, I'm sure you can find 10 different live traders on YouTube. Go to their channel. This is trading, guys. Sometimes you'll get into a trade. It doesn't go directly to a profit right away. There's gonna be, you got to give it room to breathe. I can't force the volume of gold to go anywhere. All I can do is watch. Right now it's barcoding. It's green, red, green, red, green. It's very frustrating for buyers of gold and it's very frustrating for sellers of gold. They're trying to sell, buyers keep bringing it up. I'm in a buy and sellers keep bringing it down. This is the frustrations of trading on both sides. But you have to understand the psychology of both players in the market, okay? And this is why it takes time for a trade to develop. You can't just hit a buy and go directly to profit. I would love if that happened, but that's not how everyday trading works. This is the real life of trading. You got to go through shit like this. You got to be able to handle a little bit of drawdown. You got to be able to understand where to place your stop loss. You got to understand where to maybe take some profit out of the market. You got to understand where to possibly go to a break even on the trade. You got to know this now. Okay, so it is breaking out in a favor of the buyers right now. Where will it close? 2 more minutes to go. Will we actually get our closure above here? Some traders, if you want to scale out, if you want to go to a break even, that's your prerogative. You do what you got to do. Okay, so I can see right now the sellers got squeezed a little bit. Okay, so right there, guys, that's 30 pips. Okay, 30 pips profit right now. So I'm going to a break even on my trade. Break even up 30 pips. Okay, but I'm going to scale out 80% up here. Okay, so I'm taking 80% out and the rest is a 20% runner. Yes, this could go higher. Okay, absolutely it could. But I went to a break even, secure 80% and leave the rest running. NASDAQ is still building this area. Okay guys, I'm not asking if you took the trade or if you didn't. I'm asking if you understood the analysis, put a W in the chat. So I know that you guys understand what's going on here. Because a lot of you guys just come on here and you guys are all confused. And it confuses everybody else here. It confuses everyone on the Zoom, confuses all the other traders on YouTube that are learning here. Okay, if you want to learn, learn. Stop just blasting the chat with bullshit. because it's going to get to the point where I'm going to disable the comments on YouTube because it's really, really distracting. Okay, guys, so that hit target. That is a full target. Where did I get this target? Looking to the left of the chart, it filled up to those bodies right there. Okay, so that was 40 pip target. The rest is all gravy if it can get up there and fill that. But to me, that is a target. Okay. Now, if it pulls back, okay, don't stop with your analysis. Remember this area that we were trying to break? This is going to be now, put maybe a green box a little bit above that white line and a little bit below to those bodies and bring that across. You see now how that's at roughly 50% of that big bullish candle that we got paid on. That was our pay candle, okay? That was our money candle that we got paid on. It worked out in our favor. Why? Because thankfully the sellers kept trying to sell the area of demand. It came right back up. Thankfully, again, we got some sellers continue to get squeezed, and it allowed the big breakout money candle to pay us. But now I don't get greedy. I'm happy with that, and that's how I trade. Okay. For some of you guys that want to continue to hold if you want. Okay. I have different goals than you. I have different lot sizes I use than you. For 25, 30 pips, I'm a happy person. Okay. But if you're continuing to hold, now we got to look what's to the left of the chart. As soon as you break above these bodies right here, see where I'm putting this red line? 23, 29, 75 right there. Then it just has 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks to fill. But these are wicks for a reason. It pushed down the market here, pushed down the market here, pushed down the market here, and pushed down the market, and we had that bearish move come down. Now we're rotating right back up. We're correcting right back up to it. There's no guarantee that we will continue to push and fill up those wicks. So sometimes when it gets up to the next bodies, that's where I kind of do some things there. Either break evens, scale out, or if it continues to move, what we're watching is will volume close above these key bodies so that we can turn this red line from a resistance to turn it to a support, build off of it, and then have momentum to continue to fill those wicks like we did down here, like we did over here. Okay, guys, we have almost 300 viewers on YouTube. Can you guys hit the like button, please? We broke down that trade candle by candle, showed you exactly where I entered, where I placed my stop loss, TP zone, walk you through it. Those bearish candles probably scared a lot of you guys, I understand, but that's why I use structure when I trade. I was not scared of those red candles. I said that if we welcome them into our fair value gap, it will trigger our depth of market. It will entice more volume, more bids to come into the market as long as we continue moving with the upward momentum. But you see right here, it had a difficult time breaking that hourly resistance. Finally, at 12:30, we had to wait for our next bigger momentum candle, and 12:30 didn't really break down. It was just a small pullback, but we continued to drive. And then you get kind of paid on those big volume-based candles. And it could still possibly drive. Okay, guys, this is where if you want to use a trailing stop loss in the market, that's up to you, or continue holding. I hope it goes right through and takes out these two tweezer top wicks at 23.32, because I know some of you guys are still holding, and hopefully this can be a nice afternoon trade for you guys. Okay, if it continues to drive to there, and then those are the tweezer top highs. They both hit up there at 10 a.m. and 10:05. Okay, so that will be a beautiful retracement if it can get up there. Okay, and NASDAQ is still just consolidating right here. The only reason I went with gold was because of that candle which closed above this one. At 12:10, it closed above, and then I bought right there when it broke the wick. And then I put my stop loss below there. Yeah, it pulled back on me. Could have maybe bought down here, could have bought breakout candle if I wanted, could have entered into other buys, but it's difficult to do it on a live call like this, adding positions, because then you get a lot of people talking on YouTube, and I don't trade like that. I trade how I trade. I don't trade to please other people on here, okay? So that's why I don't trade with multiple positions unless the title in the video is learning how to trade with multiple positions. Okay, guys, so did you guys understand the breakdown of that trade? Did you guys understand? Okay, now look, we closed above that red line. Okay, the red line were these previous bodies right over here at 950 and 955. Okay, so it was resistance there this morning. The red line goes across. We just closed above it. So now if we can continue to maybe gather liquidity down here and push back up and use this red line as ongoing support later on with volume closing above, we could build off of this and continue to drive maybe and take out those tweezer top highs. Okay, so you see how now where the volume is at this point of interest at the red line. We got to see where and how the volume will close going forward. Lots of time left, 4 minutes to go on this. Dwayne, nice, man. You got 37 pips. Good job, man. Ramon, you got some? Good. Ramon, 2 runners running and added a buy. I love how you read the candles and hope I can do it one day. Yeah, you will. You will. Everyone here, inshallah, everyone will read the candles perfectly. Just takes a little bit of time. Just takes a little bit of time. Take your time learning these things, okay? You'll learn more when you're more patient and you're disciplined and you rush less, okay? I'll tell that for facts. I teach a lot of traders how to trade and read price action. I find that works the best for them is when they're taking their time to learn. When they're rushing it, then they're not taking in everything. So take your time. If you got to take 1 month out of trading, like think about this. If you got to take 1 month out of trading the live markets so that you can brush up on your skills, that's okay. That you can welcome that. Learn so you don't lose any more money if you're struggling. Take some time out of the live markets and go back to learning. Stop feeding the markets your money when you don't know what you're doing. Take the time to learn. Did you just see what happened there? Okay, that ignited red candle came down, spiked back up, and then now it's coming down again. It's exactly what happened previous. You know, when we were in that candle where it was a nice move up and then it came down bearish and it came back up with a wick, then they pushed it back down. So very similar here too. They opened it with a red ignited bar. Okay, that was for a reason. Okay. You don't open it up, I don't open it up, the market makers open up that candle like that, okay? Because there's a certain amount of supply up there and they don't want the price of gold to continue to move up currently right now. So it opens with a bearish engulfing candle and it comes down really red, but there's a lot of demand still for this move. They're still buying it up. The depth of market is still increasing. Now all of our red offers have turned into green bids. We've essentially flipped the book. So if it can continue to bid it up, but we have to flip this candle. But again, we're not looking to just flip the candle right away. We're looking to close with volume above right where my cursor is. It's this red line that was the bodies right here, resistance. Now we're looking for this area to turn for support with volume closing. And look, it's right at the red line again. So you can see how point of interest, these areas can be on lower time frames, they can be on higher time frames. That's why when I'm setting up my charts, I do a top down. I start from the daily, then I go into the hourly, then right into the 5 minutes. Rico, nice. You made 1%. That's enough. That's enough for, yeah, like if that's enough for you, it's enough for me. It's enough for everyone. You don't need to have 10%, 5% days in the markets. It's unrealistic. It's hard to achieve that daily. You're going to put a lot of pressure and stress on yourself to always try and make 2, 3, 5, 10% per day. And then you're going to stress yourself out. You're going to take some big losses. You'll probably not be as consistent. Learn 0.5%, 1% per day can change your life if you're doing it every single day. Math doesn't lie. It'll just start compounding. And then you gain experience, and you gain knowledge, and then you gain how to do this, and then maybe you get a larger account, and it's the same percent, and then obviously you're making more money. 1% is 1%. If you make 1% with a $10 account, if you make 1% with a $100 account, a $1,000 account, 10,000, 100,000, or a million, it's all 1%. Obviously, the person with 100,000 account or a million makes more money than if me and you are trading with $100. But it's all part of the process of learning. Okay, so gold, okay, we came up, got rejected. There is a little bit of a pullback. It might consolidate and continue to build. It might come all the way right back down to test this area here. I hope it doesn't. I hope it builds some support here and maybe continue to go up. But that's trading. Things don't always go up forever. There could be pullbacks. That's why it's good practice to always maybe go to a break even when you're up a certain amount, maybe to scale out a little bit when you're up a certain amount, maybe use a trailing stop loss in your trade when you're up a certain amount. These are all things that maybe you're going to have to do on a daily basis. So it's good to learn a routine of how to do this stuff. Unless you have a different objective, you have a different area where this thing can go, and then you're managing your trade that way. But this is more to do with scalping. Yeah, you're correct. When you're trading in the futures, pips are called ticks. Yeah, no, I agree. You started with 100 euros and now you're at 400 in about 2 weeks, and I'm in agree with what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely. So you see how you're scaling the account from 100, you 4x'd your account to 400. Take your time, go back review, because now what you could do is in the next couple weeks, in the next couple months, you can take 400 and then you can get to that milestone of 1,000. And then when you reach that, don't just go jump right into the market and start getting right. Go and review what you're doing well, what's working. Take the time to review, guys, and then think about it. Then 1,000, you can flip it into 2,000. It might not happen overnight, it might not happen in a week. It might take 1 month or 2 months. But if you can learn how to flip accounts, then you can do really, really well in these markets. When you start to maybe do this with a prop firm with a bigger amount, and it's all about the same percentages. Okay, so you can see now gold, it's now built a little bit of structure right here at these bodies. This 2,328 is holding. Again, now we're barcoding up here. Green, red, coming back up green. Gold, again, if we can close it, where did I say? Above this red line, and we build off of this, gold could maybe fill all the way up to those tweezer top highs at 23, 32, 33, and try for up there. But it's still building nicely. It's consolidating. Green, red, green. We haven't really broke down. Sellers are looking for to sell into someone, and then the buyers keep asking to trade near the highs. Our cumulative volume delta has now doubled from 200 now to 400, so it's getting stronger. Yeah, NASDAQ, okay, multiple rejections here, not enough volume, so it might retrace back down. NASDAQ could be just consolidating this afternoon until Tesla reports after hours. But again, I didn't like any setup on NASDAQ. There was one candle that closed above there. I wasn't really liking the volume. That's why I stayed away from NASDAQ. I liked setup on gold. Gold gave me a nice bullish candle that developed from down here and built better. And there was more volume in gold than there was NASDAQ. Rico, yeah, Tesla reports after hours today, right here. Rico, earnings whispers. Tuesday after hours. We got Tesla, everybody, 405. Okay, earnings per shares are 49 cents. Estimated revenue 22.71 billion. We'll see the actual numbers. We'll see the growth. We'll see surprise. We'll see forward guidance. This is the biggest one. Forward guidance. If you can, listen to the conference call. You'll hear Elon Musk. He was really, really bearish on the last conference call. We'll see what he is saying right now. Okay, and then we also have Visa. at the same time, 405, we have Tesla and Visa at 405. Visa is big for credit, guys. Visa, MasterCard, American Express, these are big players. And they trade in Dow. So I follow Dow, so I should be following what Visa is doing. Okay, so follow gold now. 20 seconds to go into the close. Where will it close? Remember that red line? Okay, that red line I got from these bodies over here in the past. I'll tell you exactly the time. 9:55 and 10 a.m. bodies. Now we bring that red line across, and now we have volume closing above it. So if we can continue to make this red line now ongoing support, any pullbacks, if we can hold this, then maybe we're going to continue to drive, making higher highs and higher lows. So there's our first kind of candle. We close above again, holding it. Now if it comes down, I'd like to see a red candle respect this red line with a wick or a higher low. Okay, so far we got the higher low, short wick on our previous candle. Maybe we can see if maybe we can continue to break. And if it gets up to those tweezer tops, that's a fantastic trade. If you guys are still in it, you filled up the entire zone coming all the way back up to here. Like that could be a 75 pip move, 70 to 75 pips. Not from right here, from the entry point. I'm sorry. Just bring that down. Sorry, I misquoted. 60 pips. If it gets up there. But still has some work to do. So it's still barcoding. Green, red, now retesting that. Again, this is what's called consolidation. So this is like a flag right up here. So if you kind of want to flag that, again, you see how the volume is consolidated in this area. We've moved away from this consolidated zone, so we can remove that. We're nowhere near this one. Now we're up here consolidating. Maybe a bull flag up here. NASDAQ is now breaking down. Okay, so we'll continue to watch NASDAQ in going into Tesla's earnings. And gold, you got about 30 more minutes until COMEX closes at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so you got a really nice candle. Okay, so it came down red, kind of tapped it, not exactly the red line, but you can see just broke it, but picked up the liquidity right here. Okay, I like guys full charts. I can explain things and you can see things. So you see how it came down red, right near that red line. Okay, so give or take 1 pip or above or below, it got that nice wick, and we're creating a nice bullish pin bar candle with 2.5 minutes to go. Maybe if we can get it to close above there, but you can see what it's trying to fill. It's filling prior wicks this morning that got rejected. So gold looks strong, but this could be a big double top. Okay, so look at this now, the bigger picture. Here's the one big move, came up earlier this morning, 10 a.m., that's where they rejected it. There's the big neckline down in there. 11 o'clock when we started the call, it came back up. So now gold came all the way, look, might come into here. That would be the exact double top high. It could break out a little more. Maybe they grab liquidity, but technically speaking, what this pattern kind of dictates is it comes up here and then we'll push back down and we test this big green box. Will it hold here and go back up, or will it break this neckline and then drop down further? That would be for later on this afternoon. But you can see now the bigger pattern at play. Okay, so we got a beautiful hammer candle on gold. See where it is, 23.45 up here. Let's see if they pull those 47 offers, and then we just drive a couple ticks, and then you'll fill that entire range and come right up to there. And maybe if you guys are still holding, I hope you guys got maybe 50, 60 pips out of this play. That would be fantastic. But do you see how nothing really broke down at this red line? So that's how you can learn how to stay in trades longer. You can learn how to follow a trend of the market. It's not always going to be like this. Don't get me wrong. I wish every single day we'll trade like this, but we made something out of nothing. It was kind of tough call. Same with NASDAQ, hasn't done much. So I look at that as a positive. We made something out of nothing today. Some days there's no trades. It's really consolidated. There's no trades to take. Sometimes it's the time of the calls. Sometimes 11, 12 is consolidated time. Sometimes if we start 1 to 3, we get a good session, or sometimes it's consolidated. So I don't know. I can't control the volume in the markets. I wish I could. I wish I had a tap I could turn on and it would just bring in volume in the markets. But some days it's tough to trade. That's where patience has to come into. You got to learn that. It's got to be part of your trading game. Okay, just like you say, I want to learn candlesticks. That's only 1/10 of the game is technicals. You got to learn. You got to be an overall. Have you ever heard of a jack of all trades? Like a tradesman. You don't just have to be just a carpenter. You can be a jack of all trades. You can be a carpenter. You can learn how to do electrical. You can learn how to do plumbing. You can learn how to do roofing. You can be a jack of all trades, just like a trader. So here you can learn how to be a jack of all trades scalping the markets. You can learn how to be a swing trader. You can learn how to be an investor. You can learn how to be learn how to get passive income through dividends, whatever you want. It's a trading jack of all trades. If you want to trade options is another trade that you can learn. You don't have to be a one-trick pony in these markets. Continue learning, guys, to the best of your ability. We'll be here to support everyone here. As long as you guys hit that like button on YouTube, you subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications, and join us on our weekly trading schedules. And also joining the team, guys, at Stock Sniper Trading. This is the free Telegram channel for everybody on YouTube. It's pinned at the top of the YouTube. We'd really hope that you guys join this. There's free trade signals that come out here, our trading schedule, everything that's going on in SST, promos, giveaways. This is SST Killshot. If you're interested in an EA right here, guys, expert advisor, click on the link. You can download the free demo. If you want to join our team, guys, we would really want to have you on our team. We get to know you better. We get to spend more time with you guys and really help be part of your journey in trading and help to make you the best trader possible. Click this link and join us. If not, just continue on YouTube. But please, guys, out of respect, if you're on YouTube still, just hit the like button when you do come in here. Subscribe. Share our channel with your trading groups if you can. We offer a lot of free education for you guys. And also, guys, don't forget, big Tesla earnings at 4:05 with Visa this afternoon. Okay, guys? So I got to go. I got some things to do. I appreciate everyone. Thank you, guys. I hope you guys had a great call. And we will see you guys tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m. Eastern. We'll see you guys tomorrow, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day trading. Have a great afternoon. Careful trading after hours with Tesla and Visa. Could be volatile. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless everyone. Thanks, guys, for joining. I hope gold continues to break this 2345 block right here. Maybe continue to drive this afternoon, okay? God bless, guys. Thank you. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you, Rico. I appreciate you, bro.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.